FOMC effect of the market. As you can see, the S&P 500, we had some slow movements. Big movements came off the FOMC news, big drops, big returns. We're going to go over what this means for the market. We're also going to go over some of the commodities, gold, silver. We're also going to go over Bitcoin. We're going to go over the bigger names as well, like the Nvidia movements, Apple movements, Google movements, even Tesla movements that we had. Tesla getting some strength back up. We'll go over these analyst price predictions, current support, resistance levels on a lot of names. I'll try to keep the video right around 10 minutes, but let's get into it. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment the other stocks that you want in the next videos, okay? Now, for today, FOMC did come out right around 1 p.m. Central Time. Then the FOMC press conference came out as well. Powell pretty much said that he's in no rush. We did get a cut of about 0.25 down to about 4.25, which was the forecast from 4.50. So we did get a little cut, but it was probably going to be a slow cut, right? We're also talking about the bond market as well, how the bond had a drop and while the market went up. People were probably expecting the opposite, but a lot of this was already kind of just baked in of the market. So let's go ahead and go some of the semiconductors, and then we'll go to the gist. Let's actually start off with Tesla. So Tesla does have a resistance right around 423.80. Tesla is trying to break this today. I think what might be the most beneficial if Tesla can really stay above this by close and really tomorrow try to get strength up and start breaking above in the 430s, even the 440s. We do have some plays going on with Tesla. You'll see all the plays I do, by the way, all live. Make sure you guys join the team. You can see the plays that I did this week. Did about 6 scalps this week. Only lost about 1. That's about a 90% win rate, and you can see all the plays here, right? So say if I put $1,000, $1,000 would have made me probably around like $400 or $500 within like 30 minutes of every day. You can see the dates as well. So make sure you guys join the team for prices go up. You got the monthly, yearly, and lifetime memberships that comes with personal training where I teach you personally my strategy, or you can join the Saturday live, and there will be a part 2 of this live. One-time fee. You'll get access, step-by-step guides, proven strategies, what I use, how I look at the market, how to understand the market, and really start building that freedom. This will be a part 1. It'll be this Saturday, so this will probably end on Friday, and then there'll be a part 2 all for free, just in case you have questions from part 1, okay? So make sure you join, first in the description. But now, Tesla. So Tesla has a new support area, okay? Tesla is showing strength. I'm assuming Tesla has a new support as well around 416.75. Resistance is still about 423.80. I'm assuming that Tesla wants to start reaching up to all-time highs, which I'm going to just say is above 500. That is where I want Tesla to go. So I just don't want Tesla to break any critical supports. Held support, continuous strength, mainly focused on calls, upside parts. I think I'm going to buy some more shares because we bought shares in here around like the 280s. I might average on those more shares. I have long-term shares average around 200. Then I have swing shares averaged around 280 that I'm holding for Tesla to just start ripping. I think Tesla can get in the $1,000 range. So I think it's a lot of profits to be made on Tesla. So looking for calls, more shares, all that good stuff. You really get more in the Discord. Nvidia is coming down to a critical support around 167.45. Nvidia actually had a decent pull down today. New resistance level on Nvidia we want to put on our chart is right around 176.70. We want to watch that resistance very closely and bet if we start breaking that support, because right now Nvidia is in no man's land. If we come down and break that support, I'm going to be focused more on downside plays of Nvidia, looking for mainly put options. So that'll be a critical support. We'll see if we break that tomorrow or not. If we don't break it and we stay like in this range, there's pretty much nothing to do on Nvidia. I still have my long-term shares, haven't sold any, but if we break that support, it's going to get very heavy to the downside. AMD has a lot of levels. We're just going to take everything off for now. Very zigzag day of AMD. So we have some shorter levels. Resistance is right around 160.55, and then for our support, we want to put a support on AMD around 157.20. So those would be the 2 areas and levels I'm looking out for on AMD. Nothing big that I want to do in this range of AMD because it has been pretty stalled. I'm waiting for some bigger movements to happen, as in like swings and so forth. I'm not selling any more shares or leaps. I'm just kind of waiting to see what AMD wants to do to give us more direction, and then I'll kind of just play it in that direction. AVGO testing support 340, 375. Watch that. If we start to break, AVGO might get a little lower to around 330s, and then your new resistance level on AVGO is right around, I would say, about 361.45. We'll look out for that. So if we break that, I'm looking for AVGO to go back up to highs. If it breaks support, looking for it to continue to the lower prices. TSM let's take all levels off. We do not have a clear resistance, but we have a support right around 259.55. We can see if TSM will hold the support. If it doesn't, it'll probably have some droppage for more puts, but if it holds that support, it could have a chance for it to go back to all-time highs and continue call options with this nice strength that it's been having ever since about September 2nd. So that's what we'll watch out for on the TSM front. Got long-term shares of 𝐬𝐵 and TSM. I'm not selling those anytime soon. They're up a lot. We have very good, strong foundation buys. That's why I say make sure you're on Discord, because not only do you get my scouts, but you get my long-term buys, swing buys, crypto buys. That is all extra, okay? I've mainly focused on scalping. Everything else is just extra to me, which we do pretty good at. But new levels on SMCI. So SMCI has a bigger resistance around 46.05. It has a secondary resistance at about 45.30. So if you want to put that 45.30 on your chart, we would have to break both of those for me to start looking for upside plays for SMCI. It is close. It hasn't broken a small support at 44.10 just yet, so it might still can hold this area, but we really need to break above these resistance levels. Once we get around the 47 range, I'm gonna start trying to play some reversals on SMCI to get into like the 50 range and maybe even have a nice push up. So that's what I'm looking out for in SMCI. CrowdStrike testing resistance hasn't really broke around 44860. Support is still around 426.25. So nothing I want to see on CrowdStrike. I want to see if it can try to reverse out of here. We're just not really getting that strength just yet. And also like Cloudflare, which is NET, new support on Cloudflare would be all the way down to about 207.20. That'll be our new support area. New resistance will be down to about 223.40. So we need to kind of move out of this range to see what might be that next play potential. If we come and break that resistance, I'll focus more on calls. If we come down and break that support, I'll actually focus more on the put side and continue that downward movement, which I'll be looking out for. If we look at open, make sure you watch the video before this one. I go over open and lift and all those. I'll just leave those in those videos. Let's go over Palantir. Palantir did almost have a bigger drop, test that support. We can see if Palantir wants to have that secondary movement higher. If it breaks this resistance around 170.50, I might try to do some calls on Palantir again to see if we can run up to those 175 targets. And then support is the same because we broke it. FOMC came out, had a bigger drop, and we literally just reversed crazy after that. Like the whole market just reversed really. So we got some calls on some stocks, but we want to see if Palantir can really start retracing up. So we'll see tomorrow, but same levels on Palantir, nothing crazy. SoFi stock has some decent pull down. SoFi stock is actually looking decent. If it comes and breaks this area of resistance at about 27.25, I'm thinking about playing some calls on SoFi. Support is still the same, about 25.90. That's why I say make sure you guys join the team for a price to go up. Make sure you join in on Saturday training as well. It'll be a part 1 and part 2 to try to fast track your success in the market and build that freedom. But those are levels I'm looking out for on SoFi. Cheesecake, very big drop. So Cheesecake is not looking like anything on the upside. It's literally just dropping like fire. But we have a support probably around like 52.40. So see if that works. There might be some type of reversal play to play on Cheesecake, but we have to find that support first. So let's see if we can find that in the area that we're kind of in. Let's go to some of the Mag 7s. Apple stock is testing resistance around 239.10. We're still kind of watching that area to see if it can break, so still watching for that tomorrow. Bigger support on Apple, 229.60. Smaller support on Apple, about 236.80. I really don't want to break this smaller one, so hopefully tomorrow and Friday we can hold this range and really start kind of breaking up, because I'm kind of more focused on calls on Apple because, again, it is lagging. It has not hit all-time highs, and the last stock that was lagging actually has some very big pushes above those all-time highs, which we're going to go over right after this, which will be Google McDougal. So we had leaps on Google. We sold for over 400% gains. I am looking for more, but it would have to have a bigger pull down. So for now, I still have my long-term shares, right? I don't need to sell those. I can just hold those forever because all it really does is go up. But what we take profits off Google is doing leaps. So we bought leaps on Google over here, and then we sold them all right in these highs right here for about 400% gain. We kind of scaled out though, like 200%, 100%, 400%. So we did very good. So that made pretty much our profit on Google once it gives a better entry for like leaps and so forth. But once I showed you, once it broke highs, it had a nice extension after those highs and really ran up. That's what I'm looking out for, like Apple, and also Amazon lagging. It hasn't broken all-time highs either. Getting close though, so there might be something brewing on Amazon, but we do still have same resistance, 237.30, 240.50, and now we have a third resistance on Amazon right around 233.45. So these are your three resistance levels. Somewhere in between here, I'm looking to load up on calls on Amazon. I have my long-term shares, not selling those anytime soon. And then Amazon support is about 229.35. If you look at the 5-minute chart, we literally tested that perfect and bounced off that. So always A1 levels, always, man. Let's go to Microsoft. So Microsoft, I wanted to update a new support-ish area around here, about 501.70. Nothing crazy on Microsoft. I have the shares. We played the earnings play here, just 700%, and then we did puts the next day for like 20-30%. So profit pretty much done on Microsoft. It has been slow for the past month. It really hasn't moved since like August 20th. So almost a month around September 20th. But we kind of stay in this like 505 range. Microsoft just hasn't really done much. So we're kind of waiting for Microsoft to give us more direction so I can try to find some easier plays and try to, instead of trying to fight it when it's not moving. So let's hope it gets out of here sometime soon of what I'm looking out for on the Microsoft front. So that's it for Microsoft. S&P 500 support is still the same, pretty much 650, 750. We tried to test it, came back up. Nothing really has changed. We do have a resistance level that if the S&P 500 breaks this resistance level tomorrow, which is right around 660.25, then we might be going back up to all-time highs on S&P 500. So watch out for those levels. We even go over like 𝐾𝐿, which is like the NASDAQ 100. Seems like it wants to go to all-time highs. So we have like a smaller support. So we don't really want to see this break. If we do, we might sense some more downward pressure. It's a smaller support right around like 587.50. So we could put that on our chart for 𝐾𝐿. Now let's go over some of the health sides. HIMS, we actually sold the rest of our HIMS shares. We took profit at 50, we took profit at 55, and then we took profit at 50 again. So it was 10%, 20%, 10% when HIMS really didn't do much. It's just we bought all the way down here around 45. So we bought calls here for reversal on HIMS, and we had that nice push there, and then we took all the profit, rest of it today. You'll see that in the Discord whenever you join the team. But I do play stuff. I just really don't talk about it that much. I kind of just do it, get the profit, and then I get off the market. My main purpose of trading was for freedom, right? So HIMS has support around 48.60. I would say new resistance is about 53.50. We'll kind of see what that next HIMS play might be, but I would say one of these levels needs to break. If it breaks support, downside. If it breaks resistance, I'll probably try to play that reversal back again. We'll see. So HIMS is in a little weird range right now, but it did have the push, gave us profit, so can't complain. Resistance on Eli Lilly is still around 764.80. Let's take this one off, and then your new support on Eli Lilly is about 750.80. So let's watch out for this. Looking for some calls on Eli Lilly. I want to see if we can break this resistance maybe tomorrow. Then I'll potentially play some calls for Eli Lilly to reach up to like the 800 mark. That'll be a nice potential. We did play Eli Lilly here. We got about 200% on it. I'm looking for like another 100% gainer. So that would be nice. UNHs as well. We did some big calls once it broke resistance. So now I'm looking for the next area, and one might be brewing. So you don't want to miss that. You better join ASAP, man. 530, 531, hold up. 551.35 is a resistance area on UNH. If that starts to break, I think we might start to see some strength on UNH to reach up in the 370s and 380s. So we want to be cautious of that. That might be something good. That's probably like the only thing I'm watching. If we drop, there's really not much to do on UNH, in my opinion, on that range. Okay, DVA is falling down, so nothing on DVA. I think that wants to go down to 120, and once it does go down to 120, I'm looking for some bigger buys on DVA. CVS, we already have shares of CVS, so for now I'm kind of just letting it rock out. I might do calls on CVS. I just want to see what happens at that resistance level around like 74.70, which would be kind of crucial. American Airlines, UAL Airlines, all the airlines are pretty stalled. Delta Airlines, there's not really much going on with them. Even like Boeing, nothing really going on with the airlines. If we look at the banks, JPM had a red day yesterday, and then it boomed back up today. I kind of missed the play. I wasn't watching it, but it did go back to all-time highs. Goldman Sachs had the down day. Morgan Stanley is close, but it hasn't broken the all-time highs yet. So if we watch that smaller resistance, 157.90, if it breaks that tomorrow, it pretty much tested it perfect today. The high was 157.97. So if it starts breaking that tomorrow, we'll probably see Morgan Stanley up into the 160s. And that'll be like a good potential call option play I'm looking out for. Even like Bank of America broke up as well. So we'll kind of see on the banks. I am watching them a little closer. Gold hit support perfect today. Gold was around 335.60. We did we sell all of our gold? Or I can't remember if we sold. No, we still have some gold left. We did take some profits though. We still got some gold left. So as long as it holds the support, I'll hold the rest of my gold calls, and I'm looking for gold to actually go back up. That's literally the only level I have right now. And then silver, we sold all of our silver this day on yesterday. Good thing we did, because it literally had a big drop today, almost touched support perfect at 37.30. So that means another silver play might be brewing. So new resistance level, first resistance level is about 38.50. Once we come up and start breaking this area, we start to show strength. That'll probably be the next call I do on silver. As we play calls here and silver went up, we had some nice profits. We took it, and then I'm looking for that secondary silver play. So we'll see. OXY trying to get strength. I just have shares of it. I want this to go above the 60. So kind of just waiting for that. Nothing really has changed. Bitcoin slow. Nothing really has changed on that. Then hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you are new. Always remember, no recommendation to buy or sell anything, just for educational purposes only. So do not trade anything you see or hear in the video. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys join the team, the live training, which is on Saturday, or you can join the Discord monthly, yearly, or lifetime to include personal training. Okay, bye.